Hello. So in this series, what we're talking about is what does it take to take a math change? And really, this is true for any change. It's just I work in the math space, so that's why I'm using that as an example. But any big change that you want to make on your campus, what does it take to get it to scale? So broad changes, we're changing the default. We have something now that is some new approach or something new to us. It doesn't necessarily mean it's new to the world, but co-requisite remediation is the most common example I see. Like, what does it take to achieve scale? And so in the previous video, I talked about that one of the things has to do with your culture, which sounds more intimidating than it is. And I gave some tips on how you can actually do that and how you can make changes within your culture. I gave some ideas on that one. In this video, what I want to talk about is another really important piece that I'm watching constantly, especially this time of the year. Okay, so when I'm recording this, this is June. So what I see right now is a lot of people like, oh, spring semester's over, we're cool, like we're going into summer, and same way, we all need a break. And so we disengage from the work for a little bit. And so we do this over and over and over again when people go on vacation, when people have breaks, when they're, it's the beginning of the semester, it's the end of the semester. It always seems like there's something that is pulling our attention away from this work to achieve scale, to get there and to stay there. So the key that I see is engagement. You have to have engagement to make continual process or progress. And that, again, that also seems like really super daunting. Like, how do you have engagement? And a lot of it is just having a plan and not looking at just the next step in front of you. I see a lot of schools, and again, they're doing the best they can, but they're often just looking a month or maybe one semester ahead. Whenever I'm working with a college, we're looking at like this big game plan, and I'm looking at least a year and a half out, if not 2 years. How do we make all of these things happen? And that's how we get there. But one of the things is we map it all out. What are we trying to achieve? Where do we what's the semester we want to hit scale? And then we work back from there. How do we achieve? And then what you find out is, holy cow, we probably need to start working on things yesterday. That's what always happens. You realize how long things take to occur, but that's assuming that you make continual progress. So the key is, if you have lots of ebbs and flows of, oh, we've got to get started back up with the work again. Oh, what are we doing with that again? That makes it really hard to get to scale and maintain it. Because you're losing momentum and steam. So a key is to have a plan. And what I mean by plan, I don't mean like a couple of bullet points of like, yeah, we're going to have more multiple measures placement, and we're eventually going to have, better something on our website, and we're going to have more co-requisite sections. I mean something much, much, much more specific and tangible, something that everyone can look at that's working on the project and can see where are we at with things, which is often how big projects are done outside of academia. But in academia, we don't always use this approach. But it's, actually like having project management and looking at where are we at, who's doing what, when, what is due, where are we at with things. This still allows for vacations and ebbs and flows and energy and, priorities and all of that. But it maintains this greater vision beyond just the next month or two or three. It's like it allows you to maintain the big picture. So that's one of the things that we often, when we're working with schools, is one of the biggest impacts we have on them. We always try to have this, like, what's the big picture? What are we looking at? And I started doing this way back with my very first redesign, but it was really hard to do because I'd never done it before. I didn't know how to have that 30,000 foot view of how to do it. You can absolutely do it, but it's a muscle that you have to exercise, the idea of planning and project management. And processes, that's as much of something that you have to work on as all of the other things that you're doing that are more tactical and more, like specific to student services or academics or the classroom or whatever. But those processes, they matter. And the process that you use to maintain engagement is key. And if you give some thought to that, it can help so much in keeping you on target and allowing for natural things, like I said, that are going to happen where people have to be out of the office, people have to be away, people can't work on this 12 months of the year. That's okay. But you've got to have a plan if you want to maintain progress and let life happen. All right, I hope that helped you a little bit. And we will continue to talk more on what does it take to get to scale? Because I'm going to be honest with you, as I always am. There's no like quick fix. There's no like 3 quick fixes to, or 3 tips to maintain scale or to get to scale. It's not like that. It's a big thing. And there's a lot of little elements to it. But the beauty is it is possible. And the more you understand what it takes to make it happen, the more empowered you will feel to make that happen on your own campus. I hope you have a great day.